How many of you have heard of Ukraine? Everyone heard of Ukraine. When you have a moment, go and quickly do a Google, not now, pay attention here now, please. Google search on Ukraine electronic attack, cyber attack on the electric grid on Ukraine. Okay? There was one, and it is considered one of the most significant attacks in recent years. Most sophisticated attack. Guess what? It only succeeded because of privileges.
Yeah, my name is Paul Preston. I'm from Wakefield in West Yorkshire. I'm a former IT manager at Leeds Metropolitan University, now Leeds Beckett University. Cyber security is close to my heart. I do teach it to voluntary to the elderly in Wakefield on occasions, and that's one of the reasons I came here today, to find out a bit more about it. I thought today's event was very good. There's some of the stuff I didn't know about, especially CISP. I'm really interested in that, so I'm going to look into that a little bit more. I do think that people do get annoyed or fed up or something, and they will probably may do something malicious in the future. Somebody will somewhere. That will happen.
People are willing to do a good job. They want to be the A player in that business and to succeed and move the business forward. But actually, is it at risk of your data? Is it at risk of losing that data? So,
hi, my name's Tim Hall. I'm Chief Technology Officer at Logic. Even as an IT professional, some things there that we didn't actually know. So, really good event, really useful. Lots of great information. For us as an IT organisation, we're sort of supporting customers, so it's important these events because we have to get the message out there. The more people we talk to on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, the better people are informed, the better people can protect themselves. Do you know what I really liked was the training piece from Melanie there about Bob's business. I really appreciated hadn't quite thought about the mechanics of training people, getting the sentiment across, maybe short bursts of training, use the emotional kind of standpoint to get the message across. So yeah, really interesting. A single piece of biggest advice, good question. I think one of the presentations that I do is around, we touched on it earlier, it's about trust, it's about people, and actually the biggest event is, thing to talk about is this. This is probably the single most dangerous thing that people have. They click on things, they open things. So think before you click is the best way to say it.
But now, unfortunately, all that has changed because we won't even start any of this until we've got our Wi-Fi and our battery. And the first question we ask when we go into a cafe or a restaurant or a pub is not, what's the beer of the month? Or what's the finest white wine you've got, or which Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc are you serving? It's, can I have the Wi-Fi code?
Insider threat can come in a couple of ways. You can have somebody who's malicious, so you could have an ex-employee where you haven't got the right processes in place when you've left, or you've upset them, but they've still got access into your systems, and therefore they could come back in and attack vulnerabilities that they're aware of with them working in the organisation, and obviously that can be crippling to a small business and mind a large company. And then we've got the aspect of the accidental sort of threat, where there's a lack of education on in certain avenues. So certain staff members aren't adequately trained, maybe they bring things from home and plug them into the computers, which would bypass all the security measures and then make a company again vulnerable to these threats. This was an excellent conference. The subject matter was, at the forefront of what people are looking at as, and that insider threat will always continue whilst there's, where people don't make certain plans and put plans in place. So they will. But what we want to do is sort of move on with it. So we want to have a conference that gives a body, so you get a full package. So we'll put some bones on it with some basics around, what you can do. Those bits of information to allow you to work on, the insider threat on complacency or just non-education, and give the people around in how to report crime and stuff like that, and what we can do to help, and then maybe move on to some technical advice, so we can then give the opportunity for those IT experts or somebody who's in charge of the security within the companies to also come along and have an input where they can ask some more technical questions and receive the answers on a technical level, which adds credibility to what's said, because they work in the same industry, they've much experience. So the conferences will continue. We will do some that are more general, which will be inclusive like today, where we can get some business on, give them some general outlook in the future, and then we're going to do some that where we do a full package, where we give that ability for companies to send their IT experts out, where there's going to be value coming back in, and obviously we'll then be able to follow up that with one-to-ones and give internal training packages to those businesses.
I'd like just to finally to pay, as I said at the beginning, a big tribute and thanks to Vanessa Smith. I think she's done a really good job getting this regional cyber crime unit working, delivering and reaching out to partners, and it really is appreciated by industry, by academia. She's built up a really good reputation. I know she's leaving behind an excellent team with a new leader, and I congratulate you on that. But I hope that she gets better soon, and I'd like to ask Belinda to receive this on her behalf and try and get them to her.
Thank you very much. I'll make sure she gets it.
Thanks.